Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
Good morning and welcome to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. And a very peaceful morning it was too, the drive. Good morning to you, Bandula.
Good
How
morning,
are you?
fellas. Fine. Why is it peaceful?
It's a great day. It's lovely. Peace prevails and we are in Colombo without any security checks and so on. Brilliant place. And good morning to our guest, Mr. Lasil De Silva, the Secretary of Pressifac.
Good morning, Faraz. Good morning, Bandula.
Now, Lasil, I'd like to first of all say thank you and, be very polite and all that. But I met a lady last afternoon, who told me that the FCID are marvelous because they've done their job apparently, whatever this job was, okay? But then she said that that other place, that presidential something, she said, I said Pressifac. She said, yes. What are they doing? What are they doing? And in fact, she said that your term's expired. Is that true?
The term is due to expire on the 6th of March, and we have already written to the Presidential Secretariat to grant us an extension. I think it will definitely be done because however much the lady had said various, allegations, I think the people are happy in the country for what we are doing.
But actually, do you think that the President will be minded to extend your term? Because when he looks at delivery, it's all about delivery, isn't it? He sees the FCID and they've got a few big ones under their belt, and Mr. Waide Lankara must be flying high. But are you flying as high as he is?
It's not in order to fly high or fly low, but I think it takes a long time because so far, like what I have said in the past also, investigations into corruption is just not an easy task.
How many cases have you been investigating?
We have about 60 cases pending under investigation, and we have only reported one to the President and the Attorney General.
Only one?
That's
Only
Lagoon
one.
case, right?
That's the Lagoon case.
You keep repeating here.
Yeah,
It's only one?
Only one.
That other chap, what's his name? Ravi Waide Lankara from the FCID. I believe that the press quoting him of that department is having investigated 208 cases.
Yeah, luckily he has got a bigger staff, right? We have only about
35 officers there.
No, it's definitely we have 30 officers.
Oh yes, they've
But
got
yours
others.
comes under the President, Lasil. It's a presidential commission of inquiry.
No, all that is correct, but we have about 30 officers. I believe small is beautiful on the basis,
It's only one. Only one?
Yeah, like
Are
one.
we getting value for money, spending it on this commission?
Now I told you there is only one we have reported, and there are about a few more lined up. We will be certainly able to take, finalize all that within, I believe, within a very short period. Now, on the whole, look at the big picture, right? When investigations are gone into, the police officers initially they do all the preliminary investigations.
Yeah.
Then it is taken up in the commission like a public hearing. Naturally, they ask for time. We grant them time. It's a process like in a court of law. For all purposes, if they need time, when they have to be given all the opportunities to prove that they are not guilty or that the allegations against them are baseless, they have been given all the opportunities. This is a trial. This is done on the basis where nobody is trying to be dealt with in such a way with a preconceived notion, right? And we have given them all the opportunities within a very short period. Like what I told you, the commission was established in March. Anyway, we went into investigations late July. I would always say in August. From August up to now, we have gone deeply into a number of other cases, which...
Lasil, in this program, you said that the Satosa, the rice scam, is bigger than the VAT scam,
Yes.
where Johnson Fernando is involved.
Yes.
But what's happening to this? You said in this program, which we even use for our news, that's a big case. But what's happening?
Now,
If it's bigger than the VAT scam, what's
now
happening?
this is exactly where we have to tell the people, right? Now, our investigators found out that the whole thing, importation, then clearing, storing, all that, ultimately it proved that all the government money had been just wasted, like what you said on the last occasion, whether it had been set up for another purpose.
Yeah.
It looks so. Even though you have to give them time, and we have already taken action to write to the health authorities for them to take action against the relevant parties, because
But have you followed up to see what they've done?
Yeah. It's at the moment it had been investigated, and we have already taken other necessary steps to take legal action against those people who have been responsible.
This is one case which affected for us the masses.
Definitely. We are really
And
conscious of
if you
that.
say it's huge, bigger than the VAT scam,
Yeah.
this is. But we are waiting, doing nothing.
No, you can't say doing nothing. Now, this is again, they have to be processed in a way. It takes a little time, right?
Do you feel that the people whom you've sent it to, that they are sort of fearful of proceeding because they may expect these people who are named to return to office sometime soon?
That is not my concern, because we have entrusted.
But do you detect some?
Not fearful.
No, I don't think, because we have definitely given them the necessary instructions that they only have to proceed in order to take legal action against the parties who have been identified.
But don't you think it's a bit unfair on say two of your rather frequent visitors? You may have given them a frequent membership flyer card sort of thing. Mahindra Rajapaksa and Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Don't you think it's a bit unfair, because they could have gone into retirement, and now they can't because you keep summoning them there, and they come there and they go, they have a cup of tea and they go back, and they come back again, and so their whole lives post politics is devoted to Presifac. And Gotabaya Rajapaksa said as much in front of the cameras when he came out one time. He said it's a whole year. What are you all doing? Is he issuing a challenge to you all, do you think?
And we are the people's channel, and the people are
watching.
They want answers.
Shouldn't we follow the correct procedure? Because we have had experiences in the past, say there are instances where certain say parties or certain rulers used different methods to say put people in jail, right? Now, I don't think that's the correct procedure to do it that way, right? It's not the correct procedure to do it that way, right? But I believe we have proved beyond doubt the systems that we have so far adopted is legal, is acceptable to everybody. I just don't want to name the person, a parliamentarian who came here to the commission, said that they will certainly be happy because they have an opportunity to take up their cases with their own lawyers. I mean, this is how it should be done. It takes a long period, it takes a long time. I think there is nothing wrong in doing it that way.
What about the former chief of staff, Gamini Senarath? Again, you said,
Gamini Senarath, and there are a few others that was named even last time, right? And those investigations are underway, right? So
are you like FCID is also into it, or both?
No, we always check with the FCID bribery whether similar investigations are carried out by them too. If that is the case, of course we leave it to them. So similarly, because we don't want to waste government money in that way by doing another investigation again
the people's money.
Yeah,
but he's
it's
being
people's money,
investigated.
right?
He's been investigated.
The matters are being investigated.
But also for us, there is a story that a senior government minister is protecting him. How are you aware of it, or have you got any information? He's been protected.
All what I could say as far as we are concerned, nobody has told us anything. We are very independently, we carry out our duties, and so far nobody has even given instructions how we should do all that and things like that.
How closely involved or not is His Excellency the President when it comes to your to Presifac? Do you have regular meetings with him?
I must say, very frankly, I had one or two problems when I wanted police personnel, right? There was a big delay. Unfortunately, we had to write to the police, we had to write to every single individual thinking that they would be able to give us police officers. It took such a long time. Ultimately, in sheer desperation, I spoke to the President. Within a week, we got the police officers. This is how things happen,
But-
not otherwise.
But Lasil, it was reported recently that President has given more powers to your commission. What are these powers?
What are these?
Yeah, these are powers that we requested because we wanted that kind of powers, to call for assets and bank statements of the parties who are under investigation. There was a delay again, and again I spoke to the President, and within a few days, it was gazetted. So this is the way how things are
What
being done.
exactly, if you can specify, Lasil, exact the powers?
Under Section
power.
8 of this provision under Section Act number 393, which was passed in 1940s,
Right.
say Presidential Commission of Inquiries, right? On
We were not born.
Yeah, we weren't born.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
born in
right?
I don't know about this old fossil, but Leslie, I'm going to have to come back to you because apparently it's time for a commercial break. Do stay tuned to Newsline. We'll be right back and be talking to Gomin Daisri about some important legal matters that afflict us. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Colombo. These last few days there has been some consternation about a couple of matters. One is the appointment of the Attorney General's position, and the other is the advent of Field Marshal, former Army Commander Sarat Fonseca back into the limelight politically. And on that score, to comment on those matters, we have got on the line a senior attorney at law, Mr. Gomin Daisri, who is in the hilly climes of Norelia. He joins us on the telephone. Good morning to you, Gomin. We'd like to ask you, Gomin, on the matter of Field Marshal Fonseca. Are there any legal impediments to Field Marshal Fonseca engaging in politics, as in being given a position as an appointed member of Parliament? I believe that the telecom lines went down. We're very sorry. We'll come back to you in a moment. So, Lasil, your term hasn't been extended. The President has given you a very long leash, and he's not overly concerned to have about your activities, to have regular meetings. Does that mean the pressure is off?
It is not that. We have been given all the independence to carry out all this. The guidelines, the strict instructions given is do it properly, do it correctly, and don't do anything which is unlawful. So I think we have always done that. I would say we have not done it in order to, like what was taken up really, to harass a person or to inconvenience anybody. in my own view, I know, according to the information I have gathered from the relevant parties, you know, they are happy to come before the commission, and they are happy that we hold inquiries.
So it's a happy place. It
is a happier place. It is a happier place than all other places, because we have given them all the opportunities to prove in case if they are not guilty. So at the end of the day, we will let's see what the outcome is going to be.
Okay. We are hopefully going to join Gomin Dayasri, who's apparently on the line. Mr. Dayasri, good morning and all that. And I'd like to ask you whether Mr. General Field Marshal Sarat Fonseca, are there any legal impediments for him serving as a Member of Parliament and retaining his title as Field Marshal?
What's happening? Something wrong in Norelia?
Something wrong in Norelia. I think we're going to give up on this one with Gomin. So sorry.
It's okay.
What is your take on this matter? Do you have a take? Is it all right to comment on the
Sarat Fonseca coming as a parliamentarian?
Let me say it this way. Now, generally, the president has the powers to grant a presidential pardon.
Yeah.
Right? He normally, a member of parliament should not be a person who is convicted by a court of law.
Yes.
So on that basis, having granted a presidential pardon, I believe, I'm not a lawyer, right? I must tell you, the basic rule, I think he is eligible to be a member of parliament.
But he is a Field Marshal. I did see a Gazette notification that it's a honorary position.
It's honorary position.
And it was given to, the position was bestowed upon him in recognition of his efforts in ending terror and so on. But I think the more salient point is that the national list, he's come through on the national list. He's a defeated candidate, and so the people rejected him. I don't think countrywide he got more than 20,000 votes. But now the United National Party are appointing him, proposed to bring him into Parliament on their list, and he's actually never featured in their list anyway. He contested on his own.
Yeah, but this is the state of affairs. We are the pearl of the Indian Ocean. This is the island in the sun. That's what happens for us in the island in the sun.
I think we have a permanent tear in our eyes. The tear of the Indian Ocean, because unless we have a sense of humour, we won't be able to carry on.
And I'm sure the politicians will change this Indian Ocean to Sri Lankan Ocean. You won't be surprised.
That's right.
The same question had come up even previously, because there are defeated candidates appointed to parliament, say through the national list. Yeah. Now, when you talk about the national list, if I remember right, section 99A, clause of the constitution permits defeated candidates coming into parliament.
You see,
what is democracy?
This is the most fundamental precept of democracy. This is being ignored, and this is the same argument that President Rajapaksa used whenever people told him that or accused him of accumulating power to his position, and he always said, "Well, I have a mandate, and Parliament endorses." Well, the people got fed up with that argument.
And the politicians are laughing at the masses, the voters.
No, you can't blame the masses, because there was an agreement signed even during the last parliamentary elections, right? There will be no corrupt, say if there were politicians who did not fall within the criteria they had agreed to, and that was also to a great extent it was not adhered to, it was broken. Right? On the same basis, my argument is basically with regard to this situation, you can't blame the people. Actually, the parties concerned must take the responsibility not to appoint or not to nominate this sort of members, people to contest elections. That is where the base is. However much people argue all kinds of things and put the blame to the people, I think it is not fair. The people have no choice when you nominate this kind of members, to the list. Naturally, there is no choice. They have their own preferences. Sometimes even if they are corrupt, right, they might have no choice. They will go and vote some of them. So it happened that way.
Bandula, do you think that our dear Prime Minister really has overlooked all these other concerns because he wants to have Field Marshal Fonseca on his side in the fight that is looming in terms of complying with the UN resolution?
Yeah, but looking at it, okay, what's happening with the party? What about Roses? What about Assad Salis? What about all these people? What about the party loyalties? I mean, so this is also something which one has to question.
A very lopsided view our dear Prime Minister is taking for a man who claims to be quintessentially a Democrat. And how democratic is having a defeated candidate being brought through the back door?
And I hope he brings for us, maybe you and I should appeal that I'm sure he should bring Vasanta Karannagoda, Roshan Gundarik, all into the parliament.
Indeed,
it would be nice.
It would be back like the old times.
Yeah, back like the old time. So what do you think, Lassie? You should bring them all. Democracy.
Shall we, no, there was a vacancy in the national list, right? What happens normally in accordance with the provisions of the law to nominate a person, right? A defeated candidate in this situation could be named. So
but for us, we should invite Azad Sadi on our program.
We should do.
Ask him.
We'll have him. I mean, why bring a defeated candidate? The whole idea about national list was to bring people who are not in politics, but who are perhaps preeminent in some speciality.
Naturally.
But we don't have that. We could import a few good economists instead of this person who purports to be the governor of the central bank.
Yeah.
Or who is the governor of the central bank, but he's steeped in controversy himself. So instead of that, what they could have used these mechanisms to bring people of some standing and who are not politicians.
But again, for us, I feel, I mean, he is General Fonseca or Field Marshal Fonseca has done a lot for the country.
Of course he has.
This is in a way to recognize. He went through a lot of hardships.
Yes.
He was put behind bars. It was very sad to see him in that prison attire.
Of course.
He shouldn't have been there. So I really think, again, let's give him opportunity. Let him serve the nation. He served the nation well. I think that's important. He has so much to give, and he's a man who suffered a lot.
But how much do you think this? How long do you think this sort of honeymoon period with Ranil Wickremesinghe and Field Marshal Fonseca?
No, I mean, if we forget the PM, let's wish the Field Marshal Fonseca the very best.
Indeed,
and I'm sure he will contribute to the country.
He has pointed out.
Don't you agree? He will serve the nation well.
I also have I personally believe, this is my personal opinion again, I think he'll be able to contribute a lot to the development, because unfortunately this country has gone through a lot of hardship since independence.
He's got a pretty hard-line stance on corruption.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. He had been very hard, and he will definitely take this issue up, corruption, anti-corruption issue, He'll be a good campaigner. Now the biggest responsibility this country is facing to stop corruption, at least eliminate corruption. We have gone a good long way. Within a very short period of time, I think we have been able to send a message, and I know, setting up of a commission of this nature, an independent commission, is a basic requirement.
But the FCID have delivered on that so far.
Yes, that's your opinion.
I'm so sorry to keep rubbing it in.
Yeah, fine, that's your opinion.
No, but it's true. There's this young boy in remand whose daddy is, casting a tear here and there. His mother looks very, not too good about it. But he's behind bars in remand. And when are you going to have one of your cases? Because our cameras are all standing by, our crews are outside broadcasting and it's all standing by. When do we see Press Effect end up in court prosecuting somebody.
Let me, because I'm dreaming of a situation like this, right?
Yeah.
So the people at the moment are trying to give us more powers, most probably because there are delays and there are other issues. Most probably if we are strengthened, I think we'll be able to do a lot more, like what you believe, within a very short period of time.
May all your dreams come true.
Thank you very much. In the interest of the country.
Well, there's one good thing though. We're delighted that actually Field Marshal Sarat Fonseca is coming into Parliament because of, at least from my point of view, at least for his stance on corruption. It's always been hardline, and it's good to see recognition for him. He, after all, did nearly get blown apart to pieces, and is a very brave man, and we've heard nothing but good about his professional achievements. So, and also, Bandula, Field Marshal has agreed to come on the program.
That's very good.
But he did say that he may not come on your program. Come on this program. So listen up, people, and we will have Field Marshal Sarat Fonseca soon after he is sworn in as a member of Parliament.
Hopefully a minister.
And maybe a ministry role has been promised as well. So our dear Prime Minister's now and then he does a few good things. Okay. Lassil, thank you very much. But really, when do you think, very quickly, a few seconds, when do you think? 1 month, 2 months? When do we see a prosecution?
We have to take time. We can't hurry up. We can't rush through.
Goodness me, you sound like a politician. Lassil, thank you very much for being on our program. We appreciate your presence, but do come back and tell us when we have a prosecution. Bandula, thank you very much. And on that note, we shall wish you a very good day. Thank you for watching Newsline. Take care and God bless.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.